Hello and welcome to ThePrint. I'm Zoya, and in our Great Speeches series, we turn to 1952, when K Rama Rao, a parliamentarian from Madras, rose in the Rajya Sabha to challenge the Delimitation Commission Bill. This bill aimed to redraw India's electoral map, but Rama Rao saw a chance to rethink democracy itself. Why revisit his speech now? As India braces for a new delimitation with debates raging over fair representation, his call for a system where every vote counts feels strikingly relevant. India had just held its first general election in 1952. The Congress party swept to power, often winning seats with less than half the votes due to splits among rivals. The Delimitation Commission Bill sought to fix constituency boundaries using the 1951 census, ensuring equal voter numbers. Most saw it as routine, but Rama Rao argued that the system of single-member constituencies, where each district elects one leader, was failing India's diverse voices. He proposed multi-member constituencies where districts could elect several representatives, reflecting all voters fairly. He said, and I quote, "I must be permitted to criticize the whole structure of electoral representation embodied in the present bill. Are we attempting a progressive type of representative government in the country? I fear not. I know mine will be a lone voice, but even if there is not one more person speaking on this issue, on my lines, I would not be unhappy. We have forgotten the lesson of the last elections and have not benefited by it while preparing this present bill." End quote. Rama Rao believed the 1952 elections showed flaws that the bill ignored: votes wasted, parties winning through vote splits, and smaller voices silenced. He pointed to states like Pepsu, Patiala and East Punjab States Union, and Hyderabad, where parties took power without broad support. Single-member constituencies, he argued, let winners claim seats even if most voters backed others. He said, "Now, I find that the present bill before us does nothing of this kind in spite of the lessons of the recent elections. What are those lessons? India is going to be a multiple-party state, and this would, in logic, require that as far as possible, single-member seats must go and multi-member seats must be adopted. Minorities have been clamoring that they have not got adequate representation. Votes have been wasted. Some governments have been formed by parties which have come in through split votes. Examples are Pepsu and Hyderabad." End quote. Drawing on thinkers like John Stuart Mill, Rama Rao dreamed of a system beyond rigid boundaries, one that captured India's diversity. He saw multi-member constituencies as a way to make every vote count. He said, "It has been suggested by men like Stuart Mill that in order to obtain truer representation of all interests and opinions, constituencies should be formed by free combination independent of locality. This would help the complete realization of the fundamental principle of representative government and provide security against the dangers of widely extended suffrage." End quote. His phrase, "tyranny of the majority," captured his fear: a system where big parties like Congress drowned out others. He wanted independents and thinkers to have a voice, not just party loyalists. He said, "We should take a step forward and avoid the tyranny of the majority. We must see that our system improves, that no vote is wasted, that votes are not split, that the highest total of votes of the electorate is recorded, that the independent candidate has a chance against the party machine, that the intellectual and the independent has a chance against the party candidate." End quote. Rama Rao challenged the idea that candidates needed small districts to connect with voters. He saw parties, not individuals, dominating, and believed modern tools like radio and newspapers could reach wider audiences in larger, multi-member districts. He said, "Much has been made of the need of the candidate cultivating his constituency, and therefore of the constituency being geographically of a limited character. But certain fundamental facts are being forgotten. It is not the individual candidate that counts today, but the party machine. If it works in one constituency of a district, it can work all over the district as well." End quote. He dismissed the obsession with local ties, arguing that ideas, not geography, should drive elections. A fairer system, he said, would let those ideas compete. He said, "What does the candidate stand for these days? He stands for an idea, for a party, for a policy, for a program, not for himself. And then they talk of contacts. What about the radio? What about the press? What about the platform? And all the various forms of carrying on propaganda?" End quote. He called reservations for scheduled castes and tribes a blot, believing multi-member constituencies could naturally include minorities without special quotas, a view that sparked debate then and would now. The result of the changed system I have suggested would be the introduction of better quality into our governmental system. We shall be making better laws. There will be better candidates and there will be a better government. You can do away also with the present reservation, which is a blot on our present style of representation." End quote. Rama Rao's vision was clear: better leaders for a better India. He wanted intellectuals and progressives to shape the nation, not just party machines. He said, "The fact is before us that we have not been able to return men of quality. I therefore strongly plead that we should see to it that there is larger and larger multiple seat representation so that intellectual interests and political opinions of a progressive character have a greater chance of being represented." End quote. Today, in 2025, his words feel prophetic. India is preparing for a new delimitation to redraw constituencies, the first since 2002. Tensions are high. Southern states fear losing seats to northern population growth, while activists push for electoral reforms like proportional representation. These debates echo Rama Rao's call for fairness. Could his multi-member system address today's divides? Rama Rao's speech didn't change the 1952 bill. Single-member constituencies stayed. But his lone voice challenged India to dream bigger. As we face new electoral choices, his ideas push us to ask, can we build a democracy where no vote is wasted? Thank you for joining us on Great Speeches. For more from The Print, become a subscriber at theprint.in/subscribe. I'm Zoya in Delhi. Tune in every day for more insightful stories.